All right, man. I had to go live because I got a homeboy that like to send me dang Callaway shit, and this is why, like, his information is so profound. Let me tell you how dumb this nigga is to me. In the name of Africa, right?
To patreon.com forward
Hold on. Let's start that off.
Log on to patreon.com forward slash Dane Calloway.
He gets straight to the money. I gotta respect him about that. He gets straight to the money. You feel me? To support what?
Or paypal.me forward slash Dane Calloway to support me.
Okay, to support him. So basically, look, yeah, go ahead. Support your pastor, homie. Support your pastor. Pork chop preacher.
My channel.
Yeah. So you'll be not only supporting him, but you are supporting the channel. Now you're not only supporting the pastor, but you're supporting the church.
And my content.
That's 3 different payments, homie. That's 3 different payments right there. You feel me? So I'm just saying. Here we go.
Merchandise is now available. And I'm just here to make you think.com.
And he got the merchandise on deck. You know, I got the Indian hat with his face and supporting. Yeah, this shirt is black. My skin, not that color. Okay. So, but basically, especially with that shirt, this shirt is black. My skin, not the same color, right? All right, cool. With that comment, what that does to a group of people that solidify around saying that they are black, you basically now just supported. You just basically just fractured that group and divided that group of people that solidified around saying that they are black. And now I'm not black. Okay, so you're not black. So, well, we hate black people. Well, yeah, you hate black people, and I'm not black. So you don't hate me. Feel me? So in your eyes of your foe, you're a black person, but not in the eyes of you. So when your foe say, I hate black people, you don't consider yourself black. You basically just jumped out of the fight of being black. Off top. So let's go. Let's fast forward.
This is a sister's relative.
Hold on. Let me show this right here.
OCO, brothers and sisters, relatives, and free thinkers. Let's begin this segment.
Okay, they got a new
choice.
Hey, now he said OCO. Let's see how many other people start saying that. So now let me just say this right now. We all can agree, and nobody will argue that is a lion. We all agree and say that is a lion. We not gonna say that in German they call it something else. The Mexicans don't say that's a lion. The Mexicans call it something else. The Chinese call it something else. Everybody in the world could agree that is a lion. And everybody could agree that lion comes from the continent of Africa. We'll bring that back up later.
Question. What is Africa's original name?
And why is it that everybody worried about the original name of Africa? Why nobody say, what is China's original name? What is Russia? Matter of fact, Russia was a USSR or something like that, and they changed, right? Nobody say, well, that's not Russia. Don't call it Russia, because it was the USSR, and it was something else before it. Nobody argues Russia original name and not being Russian and what part of Russia you from. Nobody argues that.
Is it A, Africa, B, Europe, C, Alkebulan, or D, Ethiopia?
Now check this. A lot of people push the Alkebulan, you know what I mean? And you know, it is what it is. And we could understand that tribes and coming together, that's like, what was the name of Los Angeles? You feel me? But you got different hoods that say they hood name is this, and eventually whichever hood wins is supreme. That's what it'll be called. It's called warfare.
Let's dive into the answer of this question a little bit deeper. There may be some of you who may feel as though your history teacher gave you the correct answer, or it may be a few of you who feels as though some community leader gave you the best answer.
So basically what he just did, he got you, some of you that may feel your history teacher, so don't believe your history teacher, or your community leader. So basically, like who was it? What was it? It was the brother I believe it was in. I don't know why it does that. You believe that they gave you the best answer, right? These are the community leaders, the people that disseminate information. And let me grab this book. People that disseminate information are community leaders. You may think that they gave you the best answer, right? So let's see what he says.
Or there may be a small group who feel as though just because someone mentions it to them and it sounded about right, that it's a fact, meaning you approve his or her message. But the funny thing about approving someone's message is merely based upon how much you value that individual's opinion.
Now listen to what he just said. Now, if we take that, how much, if you listen to their message, pretty much he's put out a message. And if you go, we're gonna go into the comments and we can look at pretty much how people value his opinion. This is his opinion.
I mean, think about it. Since history was written with maliciously biased motives and agendas in the first place, what makes a person actually buy into a...
Now, this person that he's showing is not an Aborigine. That's not an Aborigine. Aborigines didn't do that or just like that.
stranger's opinion about their people's story?
So you look at that person, you can tell that is not an Aborigine. All right, I just want to put that out there.
It is a process uncommonly known as a social engineering experiment.
Wow. Hold up. Hold on. It's on this shelf. I know it's on this shelf. And more than likely, it's right here. Let me grab that real quick. But I'm going to play this, and I'm going to come back. I'm going to play this. I want y'all to look at this.
SEED for short. A scientific study conducted on groups of large populations, manipulating direct and indirect thought of human behavior, subsequently found within the origins of social science. Social science is the science of people or collections of people, such as groups, firms, societies, or economies, and their individual or collective behaviors. There are 3 disciplinary classifications of social science: psychology, the science of human behavior; sociology, the science of social groups; and economics, the science of firms, markets, and economies. More about that at a later time, but I did mention all of that to say this.
Shopping online, you're probably wasting money.
Hold on.
You're buying another pair of cool shoes.
According to what public school teachers are instructed to teach our children, is that the landmass known as Africa has historically been referred to as Africa, and that the term Africa originated from the Roman word Tunisia. However, Tunisia is in fact a Roman word for Africa, but that does not mean that the term Africa itself originated.
How did you take these books off the shelf?
In fact, there is no supporting evidence nor any ancient form of historical documentation that clearly identifies its origin. Both words are still in use today, but Tunisia has always been a northern country bordering the Mediterranean Sea and the Sahara Desert,
all right,
while the term Africa went from the...
I had to stop it. All right, so look, and this is why I mentioned that, right? So, and you can go through, like, see these check marks in here? That's me reading through it, like going through the book and like letting you know, look, I study. I got other books up here called, I got Changing Minds. I got a book called Influence. And I study what they do on how you start to sway people. Social Engineering is one of the books. So Changing Mind, Influence, and some other books that you could get that you will start to understand the mindset of what just happened. And if you listen to the conversation, they're swaying of information.
Rumored as the name of a small area originally known as the Kingdom of Tunisia, then somehow...
As known as the Kingdom of Tunisia. Okay, so if you go study the Romans would never say that, well, we attacked Alkebulan. No. You'll go study the history. This is what the people are. The people that's lying to you, right? The people that's lying to you will always say that they attacked Africa all throughout the history. They don't say we attacked Europe. We attacked well, we went into Ethiopia. No, they don't say that. So when they went, and they was, matter of fact, and they mentioned Carthage, and this is where Carthage was in Tunisia. And matter of fact, I don't know exactly how much land that Hannibal Barca and his father, like how much they actually controlled up in the north, but they also had Italy. And they was the seafaring people. So when the Romans came and went to war, the Romans had to come by land. The Romans did not go by water. They went by land. They marched around to go and fight until they start to reverse engineer and get ships and things of that nature, because they wasn't a seafaring people.
Managed to streamline its way into European folktales as the commonly used name of the entire landmass south of the Mediterranean.
So it managed to get into European folktales, and now they start to look at it as the entire landmass. He pretty much just told you. Let me play that again.
Name of the entire landmass south of Tunisia, then somehow managed to streamline its way into European folktales as the commonly used name of the entire landmass south of the Mediterranean Sea.
So if they knew that Tunisia was it, why didn't they call it all Tunisia? And that's where they was going, because he's using off the war, war with Hannibal. So when you start looking at some of this up, you'll start to see the war with Hannibal in Tunisia. You start to see that pop up. Modern day Tunisia, that was Carthage. You start to see that pop up. So why didn't they call it Tunisia? Why they didn't call the whole continent Carthage? Because they was at war with Carthage. Why they didn't say Carthage? But stupid Africans can't name nothing, and it's not like that white folks would come over where Africans at, whatever they call it, they would start calling it that too. It's not like that. Or they might start calling it that with a mispronunciation and whatever tongue that they have. It ain't like that.
What's very important to note here.
Also, what's very important to note here, is not like Africa was ever truly in power to where they could actually name themselves.
Is that the people of what is known now as the continent of Africa speaks many different languages, and they're known now.
And you know what? What's crazy is the map that he chose to show you. See, this stuff like this, like what they call Lake Victoria, he's not gonna really focus on stuff like that. He managed to let that stay. But look what map he chose to use.
As the continent of Africa speaks many different languages, and there's multiple different cultures. So logically speaking, these different cultures and different languages would carry over from generation to generation historically, in which that fact alone should make you ask the question. So which of these multiple...
Stop right there. And I have to stop right there because I want to go to this. My homeboy, hold on. My homeboy sent me a picture. I wish I could pull up the actual picture. Oh, here we go. This is the picture he sent me. Right? North America is Turtle Island. Now, Dan Calloway will tell you that North America is Turtle Island. Notice how they got the island and Mexico's the tail. He said North America. My homeboy said you can't beat Turtle Island without South America. Now all of a sudden he forgot Mesoamerica. And I guess all that was Turtle Island. But no, this is what Dan Calloway, his own words. I should have pulled it up before I went into all this. So you can see that this is what they said. And it says all new in search of alien, whatever. But how did they know? Right? And this is one thing I didn't say with my homeboy. What kind of equipment did they know that it was in shape of a turtle to call it Turtle Island? Notice all the rest of this land they left out. But anyway, that it was in shape of a turtle called it Turtle Island. So they had to come down from space and like, hey, that looked like a turtle. So they called this Turtle Island, and the people that aliens came from space say that looked like a turtle, but so where turtles originally from? That would say that the turtle, what we consider to be a turtle today, what this is in shape of what we consider to be a turtle today, which is not a name. Turtle is in no Native American language. The turtle does not exist in the Native American language. But you know, islands to be a landmass like Haiti, Dominican Republic, like that, Hispaniola, we noticed that to be an island. Hawaii, but now this what we call a continent today was an island then. Anyway, so this is Turtle Island. They had this for I don't know. I mean, can you see the shape of California from the ground? Can you actually see? I don't understand how was they able to see that. But let's pass that up. So at 9.54 million square miles was called Turtle Island. And I looked up how many Native American tribes are there. 562 Native American tribes, right? So 562, that's the 562 area code, Long Beach. But anyway, 562 native tribes all agreed that that's Turtle Island. But when it comes to Africa, it's logics. But when it comes to North America, we throw all logics out the window. Nigga, that's just what it is. That's what I'm saying. Why not apply the same thing? What was the real name? No, the real name is Turtle Island. So you mean to tell me that 562 tribes agreed and they didn't speak different languages? They all agreed that this was Turtle Island, but not in Africa. Okay. All right, let's go back to it. Let's go back. I'm just going to use straight common sense.
Languages that the term Africa originated from some random Roman leader named Publius Cornelius. Roman leader named Africa originated from some random Roman leader.
Okay, now check this. Look at what he did. He just downplayed that's where it came from. Now this is an intelligent tack. When you start talking about debating and language, when you really start to understand language, and the people that are good at this is Europeans. They are fucking, the white supremacists are good. They got a way of being wrong, but blaming you. So some random Roman leader, he just thought some random. So basically Scipio, he said, didn't name Africa.
Named Publius Cornelius Scipio, who was said to have.
Now, he got that right. That was his birth name, and that wasn't then we get into cognomen, and then I just found the term ognomen. When we get into cognomen, Romans, no, that was something that Romans did. Romans picked up cognomen, which we consider today the term, we agree that it's called nickname. We don't use the term cognomen, we use nickname.
Led the charge during the so-called Punic Wars.
The so-called Punic Wars. So he's questioning everything. He is no, it's not the Punic Wars. It's the so-called Punic Wars. So what would you name the war? So the native term. And notice how much this focus that this fool, Dangerous Dane, put on Africa.
Capturing Carthage, a landmass which later became known as North Africa.
Which later became known as North Africa. Carthage, North Africa. Okay. Now, it later became known as Tunisia.
Due to Romans wanting all indigenous cultures and traditions of the region.
And then, look, in this picture right here, they actually conquered all this. And they was about to sack Rome. The Carthaginians was about to run and just fuck them all over. They was smashing on the Romans. And if you notice, they controlled the Mediterranean, because Rome wasn't a seafaring people. Again, they was attacking by land.
Completely erased from existence.
And let me also put out there that the Romans came with to kill everything that walks. They went into towns and was killing women and children. If you notice a tactic that's used today by the United States, they no longer fight in empty spaces where they can fight in empty spaces. Say, let's meet up in this empty space and fight. No, they go to the cities and destroy your cities.
Shortly after capturing Carthage, Publius allegedly changed his name to read Publius Cornelius Scipio.
Allegedly. Now, we're not going to go with this history. It's allegedly. You feel me?
Africanus. With Africanus.
Now he don't want to go with the Africanus. It's allegedly, but I like the way he's doing that. That's the way so he could bag out of it when somebody call him out on this shit.
Being a title for, quote, a wild.
Oh, now he going into The Roman language never carried such a term. He going back into the dictionaries. So he can't trust the history, but he could trust the dictionary. You feel me? Because we could go Oxford, Latin. He go to the dictionary. My homeboy tell me, because he's a feather up native aborigine. He's a turtle. Because they from Turtle Island, so they turtle. He's a turtle. So he's a turtle. Like, dang, he followed dang. So he tell me I got to use old dictionaries. I can't use new dictionaries. But this guy used new dictionaries.
Languages never carried such a word before. Another commonly used theory is that Africa was named after a so-called famous European explorer named Leo Africanus because he...
Okay, so what's the time frames of those two people? You got to look at time frames. Who was first? Who was second? Because he could have picked that name up after Scipio.
He believed that the word Africa derived from the Greek word Afike.
Afike. So the Greek word. Oh, so now the Greeks got a term that sound like Africa, Afroika, Africa.
However, a theory is nothing more than. However, there is absolutely no evidence to prove that the Romans derived the word Africa from Afri. But there is, however, a Latin word, Africa, which means Libya, or to cause an uprise.
So, there's a country in Africa by the name of Libya. Oh, there is a Latin word, Africa, to cause an uprise. You feel me? Okay, so both of these are connected to the continent of Africa.
Most historians generally agree that the word Africa was first used to refer to a very small part of the northern region of Africa, and then some original question.
Most historians, hold on, let me go back to that.
Have never been proven still. So for now, European influencers. So with all of that being said, the origins of the word Africa have never been proven.
It has never been proven because it predates everybody that's trying to prove it. And the civilizations is those trying to prove it. Why is it so much? You got to understand why so much controversy is around. Notice, you ain't from Africa. What part of Africa you from? You can have a guy walking around Chinese. You look at him, could tell he's Chinese, but he speak perfect English, the Queen's English. And when he's born and raised in the United States, and nobody will question him being Chinese. They would not question him. They would never say what part of China you are from, what tribe of China you are from. So they got different languages in China.
So for now, we can.
The dominant language is Mandarin.
A can be eliminated as a because Europe is.
Hold on.
We can immediately rule out option B as being a possibility to the original question.
Okay, so
now we can.
Was it Europe? I never heard of this fool questioning Europe. Questioning what was Europe's original name. It's not a continent, it's Eurasia and this and that. Okay, where did Eurasia come from? Why they not question Eurasia? Why do people over there, why they don't say Russia? Russia wasn't the original name. Why is that?
Immediately rule out option B as being a possibility of the original name because the region that does exist are the political.
Now, notice Eurasia, right? And we understand that Europe, the white folks, they draw a line wherever they want and make up whatever. We know that they do that. But he's not questioning the Europeans. He questioning what we solidifying with today. He's breaking up the solidification of Africa. Africans are so fucking stupid that they don't know they in Africa. Watch, let me get to that part. Let me fast forward it.
Are these history writers telling us the truth? Those of you who
I hate when I'm looking up some stuff and all of a sudden there's this bullshit pop up. I don't want to see demons when I'm looking at
stranger to tell you that this theory or opinion in this case, Nikolai named his map of Africa Al-Kibulin 1260 AH.
Now here you go. African spelling as the Africans. They got something, okay? They don't do that, right? All right, let's go.
And if you noticed, he has the image of Africa placed in what would be considered an upside down position.
All right, that's still some
of
language
you
that
would
we
say
come
that
from
it's
us.
wrong. However, this would actually be the correct, because it is based on where the individual was located. Now, there are plenty of for that matter. Ab's arrival, end quote, heavily campaigned theory, and verb in the Arabic is an Arabic word that means the land of the blacks. And as silly as
So he'll start breaking down the suffixes and prefixes of Val
it
Cubalon.
sounds to real Arab Arabic word, when in reality it is not. Southeast region of the landmass now known as Africa today. Also,
Beautiful
this
sisters,
Arabic
boy.
word is shared with many other people. Extension C is not correct due to the also depicts and historically has multiple different cultures. Then trying to
Now, here we go. He point out the different cultures of Africa and showing you, like, look, they not the same. They're different. They're different. Why is he not pointing out the likeness and what we have in common of the Aborigines and the African? He will never point out the common ties that we have because this motherfucker's an agent, homie. He an agent.
determine the actual original name of a said location would be very complex, merely due to each language would have a different word, and in most cases, a different meaning and even pronunciation.
Okay, mostly he understand that when it come to Africa, but the 9.54 million square miles of North America. Hold on, let me bring up Turtle Island. You feel me? With the 562 tribes, and I could say probably I would be safe to say that it was probably more than that, and that's probably the census of today. Historically, most likely it was more than that, with different languages and different ways that they pronouncing it, different ways they want to do it. They did it the same. Hold on. Let's look at this. Okay. So pretty much the Chickasaw and the Cherokee and the Wichita and the Choctaw and the Seminole and the Creek all pronounce that Turtle Island. All of them say Turtle Island. And that's just in this little rare region I was naming right here. The Delaware, let's say the Fox, the Crow, Blackfeet. Then they all consider that Turtle Island. Okay, I got you.
What if a so-called African tribe never traveled outside of their homeland before? Would there
Hold on. This is the juicy part. Check this out. A so-called African tribe. Let me back that up a little bit. This is the juicy part. This is why I named it Stupid Africans, because the Africans are stupid. And this is what a lot of Aborigines and the Israelites and a lot of other motherfuckers make the Africans seem so fucking stupid. Watch this. Watch how stupid the Africans are.
What if a so-called African tribe never traveled outside of their homeland before?
So, we are so-called Africans. We say that that's Africa. Oh, but we outside of our homeland, we believe that that's Africa. Oh, but my bad. We was lied to by the Europeans. Okay, let's keep going.
Would their native language even include a word for a place called Africa?
Hold on. So this Turtle Island and all these new Aborigines, which the real Aboriginals, everybody agreed in the world that the Aboriginals was Australia. But anyway, so all of a sudden there's new information. Why the people that been here? Why your grandparents, and you got to go to your grandparents' record to show that they Choctaw, Chickasaw, Cherokee, that they don't say, no, I'm Turtle. I'm Turtle from Turtle Island. Why they don't say they Turtle? So this is the only place that it was originally called Turtle Island, but they not named after the land. Or the people don't name it after. This is the only place.
would they even know that they are being called Africans right now? And
would they even know that they'd be called right? I want y'all to see this. I had typed in African presidents. This nigga, let me show y'all what he's showing you. This is what he's showing you. He want to show you the cultural sense of Africa, so you could think that niggas is still in villages, right? They in villages. They don't know that they're called Africans. But hold on, y'all got presidents? Is that nigga wearing a suit? Is that a tie? Do you know that? Hey, somebody need to ask him, do he know that that's a tie? Who taught that nigga how to tie a tie? Europeans went over there and taught him how to tie a tie. The Europeans dressed him and had him pose for that picture. Are those glasses? Yep. You know that's European because he's wearing eyeglasses. That's European. Yep. European. Let's go back. Let's look. Hold on. That looked like the brother from Swaziland. I know that brother right there, Mugabe, right there. You feel me? But he looked like the king of Swaziland. I don't know this brother right here. I gotta get on my thing. You feel me? Yeah, I'm just saying. Hold on. African presidents. Hold on. You know what? Who is this guy? This is South Africa. Okay, apartheid. History of apartheid. You know they did have white. This is the real African. This is what Africa really looked like. Cause we stupid. This is the real Africa, and that's really an African. You can look at his features and his skin and his eyes and tell that you could tell by the way the sun kind of burning his head that he's a real African. He know that that's called Africa. But these dumb niggas right here, do y'all know that y'all being called African?
instead of by a word that derived from their native language.
To me, when we say Africa.
Now, check this. Now, to him, when you say Africans, you're doing what?
To me, when you say that, I think you're speaking English.
I think you're speaking English, right? Okay, cool. So, watch this. Watch this. Let me show y'all something. How many people in Africa? 1.229 billion. 1.29 billion. Watch this. How many people in North America? Oh, 362.49 million. Million. Okay. So, this is what they want you to believe. When you start talking to these Aborigines, they want you to believe that the larger number came from the smaller number. Not that they was in Africa having sex a long time ago. I'm just saying, if you reached, I'm pretty sure that it's already, I think it's about 3 billion or maybe 2 billion. I'm gonna say 2 billion in Africa. I'm not gonna just go with this 1.29 billion. You feel me? Because off top, the most populated Africa. You feel me? And we gotta understand that we got a lot of Chinese going over there too, and illegal immigrants. Anyway, so you mean to tell me, and in this right here, this number is not counting just blacks. Let me put black people. United States, they still giving me the population. I put how many black people in North America, and I think it's like 14 million. So you mean to tell me, so 14 million people that just you been here for this long and y'all just been doing it. Okay, but anyway, and it's crazy. How did the people here that never, I know people that never left Compton, people that never left Watts, how did they know South America or China call you American? You never left the continent. How do you know? How do the people that's in the backwoods of some hick town they call it American? How do everybody in the United States know that the United States is the United States? How is that possible? But the Africans are so stupid. Let me go back to this world map. The only place in the world where people live in a country or on a continent and don't know what they call that continent is Africa. This is what this nigga want to lead you to believe in all the rest of the Aborigines. The people in Africa don't call themselves African. Let's go back to this video and let's listen to him.
As me as an African.
Me as a African. Why he didn't say me as a whatever he called himself in his language? Why he didn't say that? But so you consider yourself to be African too. And this is what he want to use as his argument point. So he gonna use somebody that call himself an African, but African and speaking English.
When you say African, I know you're speaking English. So first of all, Black Americans in US, whatever, okay, seems like you are a little bit confused about Africa and other stuff.
Now look at what he did. This is why this nigga get these Aborigines, homie, the feathers. Why he get them? Why now? I'm gonna bag that up. I want y'all to really pay attention.
You are a little bit confused about Africa and other stuff.
Not only did he slow it down, he put a sound effect on that particular portion of what he was saying. So that way, unconsciously, you will focus in on that bit. This psychology went into this. Dane is not doing this by himself, homie. He is not doing this by himself.
Because when you say Africa, first of all, you have to know that you're speaking English.
So hold on. First of all, and this is what he's using for his debate, right? Hold on. Let's look up how old is the English language. Old English, Anglo-Saxon language spoken and written in England before 1100s, is the ancestor of Middle English and Modern English. Okay, how old is the Old English language? How old is English? 7th century, right? Okay, Great Britain, Anglo-Saxon, it says probably in the mid-century. It says in the first Old English literally works date back to the 7th century. Okay, 7th century. So I guess that since we're speaking English, we start calling it Africa in English around the 7th century. Okay, there we go. So that just about, I think that's right, because the Punic Wars happened around the 7th century when they said the Romans attacked Africa. I think that's if not that it was BC. No. 7th century is not Anno Domini, what's the year of Lord, or it's not AD. 7th century. I think 7th century is BC. I think so, because I'm an African and I'm stupid. That's what it is. I'm a dumbass African. Okay, let's go. Speaking English.
If you have any question, the question will be like, what Africans we call African? Okay. Now,
what Africans we call African? Why is it? Why he not using original terms then? Why he don't use what they use? Why is he using what we use? He said if they didn't lead a tribe, how would he know? How would Africans know? Have you left Africa to know about Black Americans? How do you know we call ourselves black? How do he know that? Nigga, you ain't left Africa. How do you know that? Didn't Dan Galloway say that? See, that's the thing that people don't pay attention to what he say, but we hate and we trying to debunk him.
You know that Africa is not only one country.
Okay, we know that. We understand that.
Okay?
Africa's the whole world. Right now, we focusing on the continent
Africa
with Madagascar.
is many, many countries. Okay? But every country has a name.
Okay, hold on. Africa is, hold on, watch this. Hold on. I want to show y'all this real quick. Let me take you to this image. If you haven't seen this image before, understand that you're going to see this image a lot. That is the image of the African Union. My bad, I was going to say European Union. That is the African Union image. Now, hold up. African Union image? What is an African Union? Here go another image. Let me bring y'all a little bit closer so y'all can see. So you mean to tell me that all those different flags that represent different countries in Africa, that it's not one country? It's not one it's not one country? We thought it was one country. Hold on. Do you Africans know that Africa is not one country? Why do the Africans got an African Union if the Africans don't consider that Africa is what they call it? Would they agree? So the Africans with the many countries in Africa don't agree that the Africa is called Africa, but they come up with something called the African Union. White people set that up. They lying to us about history. White people set up the African Union to trick the Africans because the Africans are stupid.
Every country. Okay? Every country has the name that they call Africa. Okay?
Every country got the name that they call Africa. You feel me? Like LA, we call it the land. I mean, I'm about to head back to the land. A lot of us in California call it the land. A lot of us we don't even consider Compton a part of Los Angeles. We consider Compton. I'm not from LA, I'm from Compton. You feel me? So I'm just saying, but when you out of state, then you say, yeah, I'm from LA. You feel me? And so, and I work with brothers and sisters from Africa, and all of them say they're African. And matter of fact, brother would say, no, he's from Nigeria. He was like, no, we African first.
Okay, for instance, what Ghana call Africa? Ghana call Africa a Bibli.
A Bibli. Ghana call Africa a Bibli. Hold on. So you Africans, you dumb Africans, the stupid Africans that never left Africa, don't even know how big Africa is. You call the whole continent a Bibli? How did you know to call it a Bibli? You don't just call your hood a Bibli, like we call our hood South Side. When you cross the street, that ain't South Side no more, that's neighborhood. So you mean to tell me that you know to call it a Bibli?
Okay. So right now, if you tell my mom, okay, my mom is old. If you tell my mom Africa, my mom don't know where Africa is. You don't know what is Africa. What is Africa?
So how do we know his mother is educated? So, and what is Africa? Notice how he put that in, she don't know what Africa is. He put that in red, right?
I'm just here to make you think.
Hey, I don't think these niggas are really thinking. If you could use his shit to debate with itself. You feel me? So let me go through some of these comments real quick, and I'm gonna end this. All right. Whoa. Excuse me. Damn shame the way Indigo people across the planet lost our identity globally. So we're Indigo people? Paleface left no stone unturned with the lies. Figuring out the truth is like the entire planet and convince everyone with the lies. Do you know how they convince you with the lies? Because they use the truth and lie about them saying that they made it up. That's the lie, that they made up the name. I never clicked on something so fast. I was having withdrawals Thank you for the upload. Thank you for the upload. I see Dan Calloway on the notifications. I click. Mr. I used to question them all the time and got kicked out of class. And they told my mother on my report card that I'm always disturbing the class. Now, I can understand that because you're not accepting what we telling you in white supremacy brainwashing. But Africa's not Africa, you stupid Africans, and you're not African either. And see, that's another way to bust up you saying that you're African. If we could bust up that Africa is not the real name. Excuse me. I work graveyard, still sleepy. I gotta go to sleep. Anyway, so if I could just make you think that Africa is not the real name, so for all the rest of you calling yourself Africans, you're not Africans, because I'm convinced you're not Africans, then I'm convinced that Africa is not the real name. 18 views, 1 dislike. I swear people subscribe to disagree with you. Stay up, Dane. I'm not even subscribed to the nigga. I got people sending me stuff. Is it? Its original name? Ethiopia? Brother, the uneducated will shame you and try to falsely debunk this. Falsely debunk this. Keep making them mad. Keep teaching a blessing from the ancestors. See, if this nigga was a real blessing to the ancestors, if you have the African Union, you would be trying to big up the African Union and do whatever it takes to solidify under that name. There is no such thing as white people, but they all solidified under being white people and conquer. Ooh, they all have white supremacy and have an ideology under white supremacy. But we're going to divide those that consider themselves black, because there's more people consider themselves black than copper color. Instead of uniting under that banner, no. You want to bust that banner up. Okay. No African tribe gave the continent as a whole a name. All names come from invaders. Okay. All names come from invaders. Zimbabwe came from invaders. Libya came from invaders. Got you. Okay. Cool. So Ethiopia came from invaders. All names, because he said all names. Okay. I typed it once. I will type it again. We need to yank our children out of the system of indoctrination, homeschool them, and make your channel a required learning. Make the channel a required learning. Education over indoctrination. I don't think they understand how indoctrinating this is. Let's keep going. My battery about to die. I got 15%. Says just stop. It says just stop everything to listen to Dane Calloway. Ethiopia meant burnt face to the Greeks. Let me turn down this light so I get a little bit longer lasting. Most invaders from the continent I met never say Africa, always the country they from. Oh, most individuals. Okay. When people ask you where you from, you be like, oh, I'm from California. But I guess when you go out there, oh, I'm from the United States. Because actually, United States is a lot of different countries made up, but they all united. Is there a way we could get Dane a Netflix deal? This brother's on point. He need more subscribers. Peace and love, my brother and sisters. My bad. Well, I'm about to leave because this thing tripping. People hitting a like before they even watch the video. And that's crazy. But I'm out of here. This is tripping. People liking this without thinking. I'm going to let that go. It is what it is. Africans